World leaders and global civil society have gathered in Ethiopia to discuss how to fund lifting the world's poorest out of poverty. Well, the Finance for Development Conference aims to reaffirm the pledges made by richer nations and the private sector on helping developing countries.
It's easy to dismiss this as another Who Cares conference, but it's not. This gathering will shape international cooperation on uplifting the world's poorest going forward and determine how it will be paid for. More than 24 heads of state, 110 ministers and the top brass from international institutions must find a common position on this list. Donor commitment to developing countries, how the money will be spent, effective taxing and illicit money leaving countries, and the reform of the lending institutions. All of this so that developmental goals are sustained.
If you look at the statistics around where aid actually goes, you'd get depressed. You know, there's all this talk about finding the most marginalized groups and leaving no one behind. But when you actually look at the behavior of donors, most of their money goes to a few donor darlings, the ones that have strategic interests or align in foreign policy or trade policy.
But there are those who insist the best way to develop a country is to get it to become more investor-friendly.
Infrastructure needs long investment timelines. That means you need property rights, you need policy certainty, and you need stable macroeconomics, in other words, relatively low inflation rates. If you get those conditions, you will get people willing to invest in long-term projects in those countries.
World leaders gather in New York in September to adopt a development agenda. What's been done here in Addis is focusing on how that agenda will be resourced or funded, a crucial juncture in world leaders' efforts to curb global poverty. Devin Murugan, SABC News, Addis Ababa.